Hiya, my name's Natalie, and I got myself in a bit of trouble about 6 months ago now, I think it was. Yeah. I've been doing my lessons, like driving lessons, but I kept failing, just for stupid things, like reverse round a corner or not putting my indicator on. I was getting really fed up with it. But one night I was like, I couldn't find any cigarettes. So I was like looking around my house to see if I could find some cigarettes that my mum might have left, because she'd gone on holiday to New York. So I just thought, well, I may as well just nip to the garage, because she'd left her keys. But I didn't think it'd be bad or anything, because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning and the roads weren't that busy. So I thought, I'll be alright, it's only down the road, so it won't take me that long. So I got in the car, and my mum's car's different to what I've been learning in. So I put the light on, that's up when you open the door and it comes on. And I was seeing where the indicators was and everything. And I started it off, and I went off, and I was alright. I got used to it as I was driving down the road. But I forgot to turn my light off. And then the next thing was driving down the road, I had the radio on. And I saw this blue flashing light behind me. And I thought, oh God, police. But then I thought, maybe it's just rushing back, tea break or something. So I just carried on driving, down the road. But then he, got closer to me. So I didn't know what to do. I was like, should I just drive off? Or should I stop? It was loads of things were going for me, because I thought, well, obviously not legally allowed to drive. And he might, know straight away, click on. So I didn't know what to do, so I thought best thing to do, just pull over. It's just smile at him and see what he says. So I sat there in the car, and oh God, my heart felt sick. And then he cut out, walked over to my window, so I put my window down. He was like, could you step outside a minute, please? I was like, yeah. So I got out. He asked me to stand on the pavement, so I stood there. He was asking me all these questions, but somebody's asking you these questions, and your head's you don't know what to say. So he asked me my name, so I just gave him my mum's, not thinking. And then he was asking me, did I have any documents with me? But obviously I didn't have any documents with me, because, well, it's not my car, is it? So he said that I had to produce these documents tomorrow, the next day. And then, but he started saying if you do you know that arrest, when they arrest you? So I was like, well, are you arresting me? And he was like, oh no, but I'm just telling you what'll happen if you don't bring these documents in. So I was like, oh right, okay. So he's like, oh, you're free to go. So I got back in the car. I just sat there, and I was just I was shaking, and I was I was looking in my mirror to see if he'd gone. It took about 5-10 minutes to drive off, and he went, and I turned back around and went home, parked the car back up where it was, and put the keys back. But that night I couldn't sleep, because I was just thinking, people go to prison for things like that, don't they? And you see it all the time on the telly, people being arrested and going to prison because they've been driving without insurance and without tax. So I didn't really sleep well that night at all. But then in the morning when I got up, I rang my sister up, and I said to her, I said, look, I've done something. I've gone out last night, I said, in Mum's car. I said, and I got pulled off a copper. So she was just go straight down to the police station, she said, and just tell them what you've done. But I was like, well, I don't want to do that. I said, we might arrest me or something. She was like, no, the best thing you can do, honestly, is go down to the police station. So she took me down, and I said that I needed to see the policeman that had pulled me. And I sat in this waiting room. I must have been sat there for about an hour waiting for him to come down. And he come down, and I was just like, look, I said, I'm really, really sorry. I said, I've not passed my test. And he looked at me, but I don't know if he looked at me because he felt sorry for me, or he was looking at me as oh, another stupid girl, So he made me do this interview and signed it to say that I've obviously confessed. But I had to go to court. So I was waiting for weeks for this letter to come for court. I was still doing my lessons. My mum weren't impressed with me at all. And I got 2 years ban and 6 points. So that means that I can't do any more lessons. And I won't have my car when I go to uni in September. and all my friends are already at uni and they all drive. And I'm not going to be able to drive now for like 2 years. And when I do my lessons again, I'll probably forget everything, won't I? Probably won't even remember. Be worse now. I'll be worse then than what I am now.